you hear me okay? I'm on the big screen today again, so I can see all comments popping in. So, good morning. Who's number one? Come in. Let me know who's there. What a lovely day out there. Oh, how picturesque is that? It's beautiful. Just very interrupting, isn't it? That's all. But let's look at the benefits that we can do today, because I'm sure we can get some home exercise in if we're not going to work. Morning might be you, Jill. Yeah, you are definitely one, and there's one more coming in. So, how's your week going? I saw you, when was it? Tuesday, 2 days ago. So, let's, morning, Julia. Good to see you. The vibe on the plan's really good fun. I love it. It's great. Let's keep it all going. Is it working for you? Is it working for you to face the facts, be more honest with ourselves? Are you still being honest with yourself? So let's have a look. It's been interesting. Oh, I know. Well, it has to be said sometimes, doesn't it? Oh, everything we have to okay, so this is where I talk to myself on a daily basis. It's quite blunt and brutal. I don't have any other way, but in a house full of men, that's the way we do. So anyway, so let's have a look. I think I mentioned the other day that there was something coming out, and it's like quite brutally honest. Yeah, brutally honest. Got to be brutally honest. I mentioned the other day, about somebody telling me that their child, that someone's child had been injecting themselves with a weight loss injection right in front of them, and this is like really scary stuff, isn't it, when you see that? But it's out there in the news, so let's not ignore it. And is anyone thinking about doing it? We don't know everything, we never do, but the weight loss injection available on the NHS is an appetite suppressant to use with diet and exercise. The success rate is supposed to be you lose 15% of your weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you would be losing 30 pounds. And over the 2 years that you are allowed to have it. So it's a two-year plan, but it's not only an injection, is it? It's an injection that is going with a plan. It has to be taken and done with an exercise and diet plan. So it makes you wonder why to do it when there might be side effects that will come out in the future anyway. So you still have to eat and exercise to help your bone mass, to help your muscle mass, to help cardiovascular, to do all those things. It's just a few minorities that it might kickstart really and get going on that, people who need fast weight loss for operations, that type of thing. So it's a little bit like the bariatric band as well in that way. But when I've seen people with bariatric bands in the past, they've still ate rubbish, and very often it's gone to some sort of septic thing in the stomach because they're still eating such vast amounts of rubbish as well. It's like I was training somebody once, and she was living on a cube of chocolate, which is bonkers. And that's the problem, because it will be an appetite suppressant. It won't stop those people still eating who are eating poor diets. It won't stop them from the one thing that they eat being something of a poor diet anyway. And so again, we've got to look at what's going to happen in the body with that. Of course, not everyone's going to be like that. Some people are going to do it, and do it right. So hopefully it worked for them. But again, 2 years, we don't know what the side effects are. The other thing is that when they come off that, they have to go back to eating healthily anyway, or stay eating healthily. And if they haven't cracked it without eating healthily, then they're going to go straight back and regain the weight. And it's shown in studies that that's what's happened. So there could be like sorts of nutritional complications going on. I can foresee that with people, because they won't be choosing the right foods. They'll be just eating the rubbish. So there's that. There won't be, it could make people want to exercise even less than what they do now because they think they don't need to, which again is going to lead to lots of complications in the body, a lot of actual not just bone density and muscle loss, which also comes then with poor posture, poor aches and pains, and stuff like that. So whilst they're saying that sometimes, obviously carrying more weight, we know has a big increase on arthritis and cardiovascular disease and things like that. We know that also with when you're taking any weight loss injections like that people, as I say, will start to think they won't have to exercise quite so much. Some people will. So that will create problems there as well. I think it could also create, if there is some sort of desire to have like an addiction to something like alcohol addiction, I think it could even increase that because because they'll think, right, I'm not eating as much, I can drink more, so I won't gain the weight, and so it can increase. I think it would increase that as well. So we'll have to see on all sorts of stuff on that today. Let's have a look. So it's so I'll go through that a little bit more. It interrupts the insulin, and it interrupts the ghrelin and leptin, the hormones that regulate appetite. So that's basically what it's doing. But we'll see what happens with that. But you've still got to follow a healthy lifestyle plan anyway. So if anyone's thinking that they're going to go along and do it, just keep doing what you're doing anyway. And I can't say either way more than this, just that I know I would prefer to continue to do everything the right way, because that is going to have the best outcome over a long period of time. And also, it's not really the type of place we want to encourage children, young adults to be coming up in as well, where they think that we're going to take a weight loss injection as opposed to actually having a healthy diet. It's looking really bad on that, because we know that the teenagers are going to jump on it, aren't they? Because it's down to a body confidence issue that's going on. And, like my mother put me on these little AIDS squares when I was younger and put me on Slimming World, because I had about 7 pounds to lose, bless her. So, it's going to have to be looked at. It's not a very healthy way anyway. It's not a very healthy mindset of doing it. So let's keep posted on that. We'll have a look, see where it goes. So today, lovely weather out there. What we're going to do for exercise, we're going to get on the videos, aren't we? In between doing what we've got to do. We've got plenty of time to get down, do those videos. I'm sure there's a million other jobs that we got to do as well as our own work time. But, it's if we're trapped, it can sometimes send us like, oh God, we're trapped. Or so we can get on those exercise videos, do those. We can get some planning. We can check some recipes. We can get the hot pots out, crock pots out, and do a nice slow cook, a batch cook, later on this evening to get your steps in. We want to get steps in, because if you're in the house, we won't be getting up to those. Remember, we started the week off with 8,000 steps a day we were trying to hit this week. So let's have a look at that. If we're getting up to that, keep that check up on that. And so, yeah, I was just going to go on to, the way that we want to, it was talk this morning about or yesterday about going off plan when you're on holiday, when it's not really that necessary. You can carry on doing this type of food even easier when you are in the Mediterranean or like Spain, all different places that have got such lovely fresh fruits, vegetables and fish and all of that lot. So staying on plan while you're abroad is really, really easy, to be honest. It's just obviously the other little extras, and nobody says don't have those little bits of extras, but it's all the beauty around you is more important, I believe, than the actual, like, the, you know, the little extras. It's nice to have a scoop of Italian ice cream. It's nice to have, you know, a nice prosecco if you do drink, or a nice smoothie. But just, again, we want to be able to do this and not be yo-yo dieting. So we got to come back and try and lose the 2 or 3 pounds that we've gained. You know, it's nice to just keep a steady consistency with that. And yeah, and it's the best place, isn't it, to get up and get active. You can be on your feet for longer because the weather's so great in these places. So really, you know, you got to, you know, when you got to go some to be gaining weight when you're on holiday. Really, if you are moving off, like if you just suddenly become sedentary, yeah, and then you eat all the, like, overeat on the crap and overdrink. So yeah, I would look at trying to maintain like a decent level all the time of consistency, because it's there because I do know people that go on holiday and then when they get back they struggle to get back onto healthy eating, and it just starts to escalate up and up and up again. So it's always better to keep moderation in your mind when you're doing any sort of changeover of habits, and it just becomes there a natural thing to do every single day to do it. And actually your body starts to reject any sort of excesses as well when you do it. Yeah. So the less you do something, the more the body goes like, actually, I'm feeling better now. I don't want you to be eating this. So, you know, it does work like that. So have a fabulous day today, and let me know what you're going to do to keep the movement up. I want to know, and what you're going to do. Invest in yourself. Remember, this is an investment all the while. There is one thing that I will go on to, and that we always have to check in with how we handle stress, because the stress, you know, we've got, once we're doing all this healthy eating and exercise, we've got to also, and we know that we're doing the best for our cardiovascular system and everything, we have to look at that stress and how we manage stress and try to become Teflon with things. We've got to keep working on that. Obviously not to stress overdoing it, but, you know, really don't forget, if that's something that you feel rising, like I was saying, reaction to stress, reaction to incidents. I mean, I had, like with my phone going this week, it was like major incident, but and I took myself off to bed because I felt like I was my temper rising. So I took myself off to bed and just switched off, because there was nothing that I could do, but it was like such an irritant because I couldn't get Facebook on my phone. I couldn't get anything that I needed on there, and it was going to make work really, really hard for the next 3 days. But my phone's back on Friday, and I've worked all week to get it blunking fixed. But there you go. There you go. See the stress coming up, and breathe. You can't help it, girl. If you do those things, that's the things you get. So it's all you got to say to yourself. So have a great day, and I'll see you on WhatsApp, and keep this going. Brutal honesty. Just be brutally honest with ourselves. You know, we are the best one for that, our personal way that we speak to ourselves, without the words of demeaning and knocking our own confidence. Don't think like, you know, derogatory words on our personality are good for us. It's just like, no, get a grip, and get yourself sorted. And why are you doing that? Why have you had that? And that's it. Off we go then. Have a great day. See you later.